Geek out! LaserDicks, you sexy motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of LaserDicks. I'm Chris.
And I'm Ken.
And today we have a special episode that has kind of been 2 months in the making. It is a birthday episode for me, because my birthday was back in April. But, with the way things are, not all of my friends have ready means to the money, or they are purchasing things on eBay, so we're kind of at the whim of the seller. Mm-hmm. So it took until May is when we're recording this, because I wanted to just get it out of the way. I didn't want to forget who got me what. But unfortunately, we just released the most recent episode of LaserDicks, so I couldn't just preempt that one and be like, whatever, we'll do superheroes in June. Who cares? So this one's going to be released sometime. I think it's either at the end of May or the first weekend of June. Mm-hmm. I'm not good at keeping track of it. I just upload it and it's good to go.
Oh, it automatically populates.
Well, it doesn't automatically populate, but I'm unprofessional, and I don't look at the release dates until I set it to post whatever day it is, because I also have to keep track of the Beatles podcast that Sam does, and the Kiss podcast that Jake is doing, and the Resident Evil podcast that Josh is doing, mm-hmm. which ends this month, because this month is the final Resident Evil movie. So ta-ta to Reminiscent Evil, the best show title that I ever came up with.
It's pretty good fun, actually.
Yeah, right? We were literally sitting there getting ready to record the first episode, because I'm his first guest, and he's like, I still don't know what to call this. And I was like, well, we're reminiscing about evil, Resident Evil. Reminiscent Evil, I've got it, and he was like, yes! Anyway, enough about the other shows. This is LaserDicks. We're talking about LaserDiscs, and it was my birthday. Finally have gotten everyone's presents. Ken has brought his present. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to be opening it live on air.
It's over here in a cardboard box.
Yes. I see the box. No idea what's inside it. I'm not Superman. Don't have X-ray vision. For Superman stuff, check out our last episode with superheroes. Ooh, good plug.
Oh, yeah. Well, it came out on a good day, too, because Captain America...
Exactly. Yeah, it came out the basically the release weekend for Captain America, the opening day for Captain America,
which was a fantastic movie.
Yes, we happened to watch it the Thursday premiere, which was fun.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
I did too. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it, and we talked about it on the Geek Out podcast. Mm-hmm. Check out Catching Up Proper for all of us talking about it. But Ken, you weren't on that episode. You can. If you'd like to, sorry audience, I know you really want to hear about all the cool LaserDisc stuff that I got for my birthday, but Ken, you were there with us. You were ostensibly part of the Geek Out crew when we saw Civil War. What did you think?
Well, I mean, I really liked it. One thing that I've really appreciated over every Captain America movie is that it's a different tone every time, mm-hmm. because the character changes.
Yeah.
The first, I mean, not a lot of people like the first Captain America, but I love it. It's a war movie.
Yeah. It was a nice period piece.
Exactly. And then you get to the second one, it's like a spy thriller,
mm-hmm.
and now you get an Avengers-esque, brawl.
Yeah.
With this third one.
I will say, and plenty of people joked about it before the movie came out, mm-hmm. This was definitely, the Avengers sequel that I wanted to get. In the theater, mm-hmm. I was disappointed with Age of Ultron. There wasn't even a honeymoon period where I was like, that movie wasn't as good as I thought it was. It was straight up I was disappointed while I was watching it. Mm-hmm. It just didn't live up to my expectations, and because of it, I was kind of burnt out on superhero movies for a while. So Civil War, I was like, cool, I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah.
It looks good enough to check out, but I am not excited for it.
Okay.
I was more excited for Keanu, which came out the week before.
See, no, and I have that opinion with Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's a superhero movie. I'm interested,
Mhm.
but I'm not super excited for it.
Yeah.
Whereas for this one, for Captain America: Civil War, I was definitely excited because they finally got the rights for Spider-Man.
Yeah, you're a big Spider-Man fan. You wore Spider-Man hoodie, right?
Yeah, I had the
Or shirt.
I had the blue shirt, and then I had the Venom sweatshirt
That's
over
what it
top
was.
of that.
I was wearing my Captain America work shirt.
See, now those were. Oh yeah, that's right. Now I did see a lot of people wearing like the team Captain America, Team Tony.
Yeah.
Although I went out immediately and purchased the Team I'm Just Here for Spider-Man shirt.
Yeah, I've seen people with that, yeah.
I really wanted that. But yeah, honestly, I really enjoyed the movie. I guess probably shouldn't do any spoilers. Well, it'll be
no,
like a month.
yeah, at this point it's been by the time this episode releases, it's been a month.
I would say that I felt a little weirded out about Aunt May.
Yeah.
Because I know she's younger, but any flirting with Aunt May weirds me out because she's never been a sexual thing.
Yeah. No, I must say I love. Was that Marissa Tomei?
I think it was.
Yes. I love her. She is gorgeous. But yeah, I was like, I am uncomfortable with her being Aunt May.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like the only love interest anything that she's ever had that I grew
Osborn?
up on. No, thank God, no. Doc Ock, actually.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They had a wedding planned.
I thought there was something with her and Norman Osborn. Oh, I think that's
Gwen. Gwen and Norman Osborn.
Maybe, yeah. Oh well. Oh, and in the Sam Raimi movies, there was that weird, like maybe I'm the only one that saw it, but like it felt like there was that weird flirtation between her and Willem Dafoe's Norman Osborn.
Oh no, she hated him. Like remember where he like
was
decided
it?
to stick
Okay.
his finger in the food?
Then it has been years since I've watched him, so maybe I'm just remembering wrong.
Okay, well, and
I don't know. I think that was pretty sexy the way that she slapped his hand away.
I'm gonna walk out right now.
That's fair.
All right. Well, in any case, it was a great movie.
Yes.
I enjoyed it.
Yes.
Spider-Man's worth it.
If you still haven't managed to see it, what's wrong with you?
I mean,
you must not like superhero movies, which in this case, I guess you wouldn't like it.
well, here's the thing. I mean, at this point, you could probably find it for like a cheap matinee for like $5.
Yeah, it might
that.
be at University Mall theaters at this point. We don't know. We are speculating. It is too far in the future.
Ooh.
Anyway, on to the meat. So there are, what is it? Excluding Ken, there's like 3 big groups of LaserDiscs that I received, and the first chunk here was 5 movies that I got from Sam from Geek Out Proper. And it was one of his favorite movies, Field of Dreams.
Oh,
and I feel like he found I didn't discuss this with him, and he might be listening to this, and he might tell me to go fuck myself. But like I feel like he found a lot of LaserDiscs on eBay, and he was like, I know Jaws was on his list of movies that he wanted, and this has Field of Dreams, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. So yes. This is the one for him. And then the other 3 movies are like movies that either like one I'm interested in seeing, or 2 like I do enjoy. So it is a good lot. And thank you, Sam. This is these are some great movies. But yeah, so Field of Dreams, one of his favorite movies. Jaws, one of my favorite movies. And then Body Double, which I had never heard of, but it's directed and I think also written by. I didn't do very good homework, so forgive me. But Brian De Palma, who I love, Brian De Palma, he's the guy that made Scarface, which not the reason why I love him. I love him because of Phantom of the Paradise, and he's the guy that wrote the original text crawl for the first Star Wars movie. Yeah,
which we saw.
Yes. And then Flashdance, which is just like a quintessential 80s movie. And then the Poseidon Adventures, which has been something that was like on my radar, but like very like far out on the radar. And I was like, someday if it happens to come along, I would love to see it. So now I have a Laserdisc of it so I can watch it someday when I'm bored. So thank you, Sam. 5 great movies. Awesome. Thumbs up. Then one of my buddies from the theater that I work at, he got me 3 movies. He got me Weekend at Bernie's, Coneheads, and Mars Attacks, one of his favorite movies. 3 great comedies. I love Mars Attacks. Like out of all the movies that I received for my birthday, so far that's the only one that I've watched. Because one, I haven't had a whole lot of time recently.
You got a huge chunk of movies.
And I got a ton of movies. I think quick math, it's like 33 movies that I received. Yeah, sorry guys. let me preface this now that I've already started. There's going to be a lot of movies. But yeah, so Mars Attacks, one of his favorite movies, one of my favorite movies that I have been has been in the back of my mind. Like, I haven't seen this in years. I need to see it. Very upset that I keep realizing that I don't own it on DVD or VHS or anything. So now, again, got it on Laserdisc. So awesome.
How's the cover for it?
It's nice. It's basically a square version of the poster that we're looking at right here.
All right.
Oh, by the way, if anyone's curious, I have already organized all these Laserdiscs and don't have them out in front of me. What we've been doing in the past is we have like a stack of Laserdiscs on our lap, and we're just sitting there going, "Oh God, don't fall over, don't fall over!" You know, while we're doing the show. I recently started using the website Letterboxd, which is spelled normally, except there's no E at the end. There's still an E in letter, but not in boxed. If you're curious, it's a pretty cool. I guess it's social media, but it's a way of like cataloging movies.
Right.
You can make your own lists. You can keep a diary of the movies that you've been watching. I've been basically keeping up to date with all the movies that I've watched this year, whether it be at home or in the theater or anything like that. It's got great. You can review stuff. I don't particularly care to review things because I don't read other people's reviews, so I'm like, why would anyone read mine?
Yeah.
But I do rate things, you know, just to catalog like whether I liked them or not in my head. But it's a great way of keeping track of stuff. I have a list of all the Laserdiscs that I own, all the Laserdiscs that I want, because I got tired of people asking me like, what do you want? And then me just being like, I don't know. I look at movies and I'm like, oh, is it on Laserdisc? Cool, I'd love to have that Laserdisc. So now I like have a list so I can direct people to that if they want. If you have a Letterboxd account, if it sounds interesting and you want to get one, cool. They're not paying me to advertise for them. I'm just saying I got one. Look me up. I'm E.G. Nolan on Letterboxd. I think you can just type in letterboxd.com/E.G. Nolan and you can look at my profile.
I think that, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so check out my list.
I know I'm going to check it out because, I mean, now that I'm starting to mass my stuff, I mean, I've got a database for CLV comics for my comic stuff, and that's super handy, so something like this would come in handy.
Yeah, and because I can add notes to it, like now I have it like cataloged, like which Laserdiscs are widescreen, which ones are CAV, which ones are CLV, are they special editions, are they director's cuts? You know, I can do all this stuff, so it's a great way for me to keep all this organized without having to like, you know, run through my entire collection every time I want to know something.
Exactly. Back
to the show. So now the meat of my presents. This last big chunk of presents. If you're keeping track at home, it's 25 more movies. A whole bunch of people at the theater got together and chipped in money to win this eBay auction that I guess some dude was liquidating his collection.
Oh, hot damn.
25 Laserdiscs and a new player. And by new, I mean new to me, not, you know, a brand new player. But they had heard, apparently, apparently I'm known as the Laserdisc guy at work, or, you know, like, it's just, I mean, it's no surprise to me. Like, fucking, I somehow managed to mention Laserdiscs multiple times every day. It's like an obsession for me or something.
I mean,
it's
that's almost like a surprise to me.
Yeah, right? It's not like I have a podcast dedicated to it or anything. But so they... I had mentioned at some point in passing that there exists a player, probably multiple brands and models of Laserdisc player that has a laser on both sides, so you don't have to flip the disc. You know, the only thing you have to do is if it's a movie that's on more than one disc, you have to change out the disc. Which I'm sure there's multiple disc, you know, just like multiple disc CD players. I'm sure there's multiple disc Laserdisc players somewhere. But
I mean, that seems like a big physical contraction,
right? That's going too far. But so they actually, so this guy was selling 25 movies and a dual laser player. I have no idea how much money they spent on it, but it must have been ridiculous. Or this guy was just like, "Fuck it, I need to get rid of it. Have it for, you know, $1." You know. But like it was at least 10 guys that got together. actually, I have. Unfortunately, again, I don't prepare well. There's a thing right there on the other side of the room that has everyone's. It's underneath that stack of Laserdiscs that I haven't cataloged yet. Ken is being nice enough to get up and grab it for me, just so I can give a good, proper shout out to everyone that can. No, in the center. It looks like a picture. Yeah, there we go. Just so I can give a proper shout out to everyone who is involved. So Zach, whose idea it was originally, Amanda and Jonathan, who took over and really organized everything and, took everyone's money. Liebert, Ari, Ben, Mitch, Jesse, Nasha, and Kurtzky, who I think was the one that was really the one of the ones that's like, yes, this is a good idea. Let us do it. But it floored me when I received this. I was like, I had no idea that you people liked me this much. Like, I get it, I'm a likable guy, but I'm also an asshole. Like, why would you spend this much money on me?
You got an ego problem too,
right? So anyway, just to go through the movies that they got me, they're like I said, clearly this guy was just trying to get rid of his collection because there's really no rhyme or reason to it. There's a lot of movies that I've never even heard of. But I am interested in watching some of them. Well, I mean, the big thing was the player, and the player is awesome. I love the player. I've used it several times since receiving it. It works great. There's now there's only like a 10-second delay between side flips versus like a minute of me going, oh God, I gotta get up and so. Lots of fun. Watching Laserdiscs just became a lot lazier.
Heaven forbid we'd want to do a commentary while watching a Laserdisc.
Right.
And we have to shuffle. All right, now we got to time it again.
Yeah, right. Okay, everyone pause your movies. Okay, so in no particular order because it was just randomly in the stack when I put it in. Mm-hmm. But so we got Cape Fear, Raging Bull, The French Connection, which is something that's been on my list for a long time, and I'm glad to finally have it. Same with Raising Arizona. Those two movies, haven't seen them. Mm-hmm. Now I have them. I can finally watch them. Mm-hmm. Roxanne, the first Die Hard, the second Die Hard, Stir Crazy, Bells Are Ringing, which is some old musical that I've never heard of, but sure. The Sons of Katie Elder. Sorry, I'm reading them off the posters, and some of the fonts are a little wonky. License to Kill, which is my favorite of the two Timothy Dalton Bonds, which I'm not a huge Bond fan, but if you remember from the first episode, half the Bond movies were part of my original Laserdisc collection because my dad had picked them up. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of I'm not huge on Bond, but I can enjoy Bond, and I want to own all the Bonds on Laserdisc.
Right.
And you'll see there's 5 to 10. I forget how many I have and don't have, but and not all of them are on Laserdisc, but all the ones that I don't have are on the list of Laserdiscs I don't own on the letterbox. It's mostly Roger Moore because I think I only have 2 Roger Moore Laserdiscs. And then Ken Burns' Civil War documentary.
Oh my God.
Yeah. When the Lions Roar, or when the Lion Roars, which is an MGM documentary. It's about the movie studio MGM. Bananas, which is an old Woody Allen movie. There were several Woody Allen movies that were double feature Laserdiscs. So there's actually something along the lines of 28 movies. But it's 25, disc boxes or whatever you want to call it. Love and Death, which is the other Woody Allen movie that was paired with Bananas. The Hustler, an old Paul Newman movie. Apocalypse Now, which has also been on my I've seen it, but it's been on my radar for things to own.
It's a really good looking cover too.
Yeah. Everything You Wanted to Know About Sex, but Were Too Afraid to Ask. Another old Woody Allen movie. The First Alien.
And not Aliens.
No, I own Aliens already. Signed by Michael Biehn.
Ooh.
Yeah. Stardust Memories, which is the Woody Allen movie that's double featured with Everything You Wanted to Know About Sex, but Were Too Afraid to Ask. I think. Who knows? Again, I'm looking at it on posters, which are all singles. Natural Born Killers, which great movie that I haven't seen in years. Apocalypse Now. Oh no, sorry.
Next row.
Yep. Crimes and Misdemeanors, another Woody Allen movie. Escape from L.A., which my favorite Escape from movie.
I don't think I've seen any of them.
Oh really? Oh, they're great. Both New York and L.A. are great, but there's something that's just so fun and campy about L.A. It's kind of like the difference between like Evil Dead 1 and 2 and Army of Darkness.
Okay.
Army of Darkness, while it's not my favorite of the three, like there's something that's so fun and entertaining about it that like, you know, and it's kind of the same way with Escape from LA. Escape from New York, a very gritty, tough, you know, action movie. Escape from LA is like a fun romp. And then Lust for Life with Kirk Douglas. Ooh. Yeah. I feel like I might be missing one or two from that, but whatever. The big thing, the big takeaway is thank you to everyone that contributed to that eBay auction, and getting those for me. And then just for myself, because I felt like indulging and buying myself some stuff, I purchased Purple Rain, which the day that I heard that Prince had passed, I was like, oh my god, I still haven't seen Purple Rain. I wonder if it's on Laserdisc. And I checked, found it. And I was like, cool, this is one of my birthday presents to me. Because it happened relatively close to my birthday. Yeah. You know, like a week or two after my birthday was when the news hit that he had passed. And so like I blended it into my obsession with Laserdiscs and got it and watched it the night that it came in. And it is it's a great movie. And it's definitely like a musician movie, you know, like you're like, oh, okay.
Like Moonwalker.
Yeah. Like it's about him being a musician, and it's great. Like, if you want to borrow it, you can.
I mean, I should. I mean, because I feel like there's a lot I didn't really pay attention to his like career.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. Before he passed, I really knew him as the guy that wrote half the songs from the Batman '89 soundtrack.
Oh. I only knew him as there was a gag in an Evangelion parody thing that used 1999 as like a plot element. Mm-hmm. So like eventually they like put his like what do you call that symbol?
His little like love symbol, the artist formerly known as thing.
They used that as like the end of times logo because somebody played 1999 past 1999.
Yeah, he refused to play it after 1999.
That's ballsy.
I think it's really cool. Like, you know, he stuck with. He was like, what's the point of partying like it's 1999?
Let's party now.
Yeah, let's party like it's now. Let's party like it's, you know, $21.99. and then just because it's a new one to me, I recently picked up Pass the Ammo, which is this 80s movie. I believe it's the 80s. It looked like the 80s.
It looked like the 80s.
Starring Tim Curry playing a Southern Baptist, or not Southern Baptist, but like just like Southern fire and brimstone evangelical priest.
I'd pay good money to see that.
It's so good. And then and Annie Potts from Ghostbusters fame plays his wife, who's like a Tammy Faye Baker type character. And then Bill Paxton plays like, I guess he's the good guy in the movie. Because Tim Curry is clearly like supposed to be like the antagonist, but Tim Curry, like, it's a very Airheads kind of movie. Tim Curry is a televangelist, and he's doing his live show, and then in order to steal back the money that has been donated to Tim Curry's church for Bill Pullman's like girlfriend or whatever, he hijacks the show, like, and like a hostage situation goes about with like guns and stuff. Like, it's crazy, but yeah, it's very. I got a very Airheads feel from it, in the sense that, like, you know, they didn't mean to take hostages and have this whole situation going. Like, they just ran in there to steal money, and then got kind of roped into a hostage situation. and then like they're the cops trying to negotiate and stuff like that. So it's very good, very funny. Never been released on anything except VHS and Laserdisc.
Oh. All right.
And one of the guys that's a regular at my movie theater turned me on to it because he's like, I've been trying to find this and I can't find anywhere. Like, he doesn't have a VCR anymore. Never had a Laserdisc player. It's like no one's ever put it on DVD. Like he says that he's at the point where he's like, I want to buy the rights to it just so I can put it on DVD.
Oh my god!
And like, I mean, if he lives out in that area, because it's out in Leesburg, Ashburn area in Northern Virginia, he probably does have the money.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let us hop over to the live segment, the live portion of the show. So Ken is handing me my birthday present. It is shaped like a Laserdisc.
Conveniently, I put in a in the container that I received a Laserdisc in.
Ah, very very nice. How efficient of you.
Yeah.
All right. So,
because I mean, we order so many, like
yeah.
Our cardboard recycling is.
Yeah. No, I have. You see the stack of cardboard that.
Jesus.
Most of that is Laserdisc boxes, and then there's a couple like Think Geek boxes because I'm really bad at throwing things away. All right. So. The seal is already broken, I assume, to make sure that it is the thing that you ordered.
Oh yes. No, I think this is what Flash was in.
Okay, so I'm opening it up. Ooh, this is actually on my list of Laserdiscs that I want.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I was literally looking for something,
or something like this was anyway. It is Star Trek: The Captain's Collection, which it's got one select episode from each captain's log. Yeah, so it's got one episode from Star Trek: The Original Series, Star Trek: Deep Space Nine, Star Trek: The Next Generation, and Star Trek: Voyager. Very cool, very cool. I will say I will correct myself. This isn't one of this isn't one of the things that was on my list. There was a documentary called like The Captains that was, okay. But no, this is still very cool. I've always been like half Star Trek, like I'm Star Trek fascinated.
Yeah,
but like never actually hunkered down and watched like a full series.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be good. Like what's the word?
Like a starting
taste
point.
test.
Yeah, taste test. Yeah. I mean, because I figured like these are select episodes that like signify the personality of each character.
And actually, no, it doesn't say, or does it? Yeah, no. So for Star Trek: The Original Series, it is the episode 47, Obsession. Mm-hmm. For Next Gen, it is episode 78, Family. Mm-hmm. Deep Space Nine, episode 72, The Adversary. And then for Star Trek Voyager, it's the pilot, Caretaker. So if there are any big Star Trek fans out there who know those episodes by number and or name, you know what I'm in for.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and it was a funny story about that. Like, I was trying to find something like superhero related since
mm-hmm.
your birthday was so close to like all these superhero releases. So I started out with Captain Laserdisc, just because I want to try to find Captain America.
Oh, those like 80s movies?
Exactly.
I want to see those so bad.
But like I couldn't find it for cheap. Like everything was like $100 because it was imported from some other location.
Right.
So eventually that's how I found that, and also that's how I found Captain Invincible.
Nice.
So
we're gonna watch The Return of Captain Invincible one of these days.
It's so bad.
Have you finished it?
No, I just got too drunk to finish. We got like up to the point where they're having their big climactic battle, and we're like, it's 2 a.m. Yeah. It's time to go to bed.
Oh, actually, I don't know why that reminds me, but Pass the Ammo features. It's more than a cameo, but as a smaller role. Brian Thompson, who anyone who's a fan of the TV series X-Files will know that name as the alien bounty hunter. He's in it as a former pro football player who has become a born again Christian, and it's ridiculous. He has like long blonde hair, and for whatever reason, about halfway through the movie, he's like reenacting a scene from the Bible. I forget which one, but he's wearing just a loincloth. And it's ridiculous and beautiful all at the same time.
Well, if you want, if we got a couple seconds, I've got 2 other discs.
Yeah,
that,
go ahead.
Like, I guess in the same vein of, hey, I feel like, every payday I'll get on my eBay and be like, what do I want?
Yeah.
Because I want to get something and spoil myself. So I my recent purchases, kind of to go with the last episode's superhero theme, I got a Japanese copy of The Flash, which this cover is pretty incredible. Like I love the kind of plain, like just the speed source.
Yeah. And for the people that don't know, this is the Flash TV show from the early 90s. This is I assume this is the pilot episode?
It must be.
Because like the pilot episode was like was I believe released as like a feature, like in home video form.
Yeah, I mean it's only got enough room to. I'm looking for the timestamps, but I don't see anything here. I mean, I'm assuming so. It's only it's only 2 sides.
Yeah. And I think the show itself, a normal episode was like an hour long.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But it's kind of funny. They've purposely like the music in here is done by Danny Elfman. I'm like that. I mean, when you want to advertise the actors or something like that, because that was really cool.
Well, yeah, but that was like right after like Batman and Batman Returns came out, and
they do reference that.
Yeah.
Oh no, Batman's Danny Elfman's in here.
Yeah.
And then to follow that up, I finally got my hands on Hackers.
So good.
Like I've been trying to get this movie for so long because this is like a cult kind of classic that I just love old sci-fi like computer movies like war games and stuff, and no one wants to get rid of it.
Yeah,
no one's put it on.
Of course, because it's so good.
Exactly. So somebody finally somebody had a Japanese copy, and I was just like, you know what, might as well. I mean, the cover's the same, text on the back's in Japanese, but like
that's cooler than the cover that I have for the DVD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what was it? Was it just one that has him looking at a computer or something?
I think so.
Just something silly.
I can check over there, but I don't feel like getting up.
Of course. But yeah, no, it's a pretty. I mean, this is pretty 90s.
Yeah. No, it doesn't get much more 90s than Hackers.
Yeah, like
it's so funny to think that the main character guy plays Sherlock now on Elementary.
That's right.
Yeah, in his real accent.
Oh
I had no idea that he was English until Elementary.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to watch this again. I may even watch this version of it.
Do it.
All right. Well, that's my spoil.
Yeah.
Little spoiled collection.
Yeah, and I think that's all we're gonna do for this episode. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm down for it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Keep watching Laserdiscs, or buy some Laserdiscs. Buy a player.
Or take it to the extreme like I'm doing. Make your own covers.
There you go. If you can find a print shop that will allow you to print them out.
I'm still on the hunt.
Yeah.
I may even just have to make fake logos.
Yeah. If this episode does drop when I think it does, and again, we're recording this like a month before it comes out, so who knows, might have missed it. But either this or next weekend is AwesomeCon here in the DC area. I'll be there the entire weekend. Ken, are you?
I'll be there, but I haven't asked off on the Friday, so I'm just going to try to work in DC and just walk over.
Okay. So, yeah, hopefully you're there too.
Got any costume plans?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a huge cosplayer, so I don't.
You don't want to do Hawkeye with the Laserdisc?
I might do Hawkeye with the Laserdisc if you can. I mean, it's a simple costume. It's all stuff that I have laying around. But yeah, at New York Comic Con last year, I did Hawkeye with the Blade Runner Laserdisc, from Max Fraction's run on Hawkeye. He might still be doing it. I don't even know. But there's like one panel where Hawkeye has a Laserdisc and he's wearing like a Santa hat, but he's in like plain clothes otherwise. And I went around New York Comic Con for an entire day and nobody got it.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It was one panel from a comic book. It doesn't get much more deep cut than that.
Well, see, that's why. I mean, I'm doing the same vein. I'm probably going to dress up as my Commander Keen outfit. So look for the guy in the Green Bay Packers helmet.
Yeah, with the Nintendo power gun.
Oh my god! I went to a Green Bay Packers game and just be like, maybe there's some people here that would recognize it. Like, no, people just were like, "Oh, did you make your helmet by hand?" I'm like, "Yes." I'm quite proud of it. Thank you.
Yeah, go Favre. Cheeseheads.
Cheeseheads are funny.
Yeah.
I want to get a cheesehead, but that's
neither
here nor there.
I have a cheesehead somewhere.
What?
Because I don't follow football, but like I've always like joked that like if I did, I would follow the Green Bay Packers because of the cheeseheads. And then I have a cousin who lives in Green Bay, and she sent me a cheesehead.
Awesome.
Unfortunately, I have a big head, and it is not designed for someone with a big head, so it doesn't really fit. It like it doesn't stay on; it just like rests. And like the only way that I can really get my head in it is by like tilting it back as if it were like a yarmulke. And I'm like, that's not cool.
Go Green Bay Packers. Oh, I can't. That's that. Okay, that was a horrible Jewish accent. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, no, don't embarrass yourself.
I'm already doing that.
Packers, woo! Packers won the Super Bowl. That's a Mr. Science Theater 3000 reference.
Well, it's lost on me, sir. I apologize.
Yeah, you should apologize. All right, so anyway, that's this month's episode of LaserDicks. Ba-da-da-da-da, LaserDicks.
That's what was that?
I don't know. That was the McDonald's theme, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Damn it.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
LaserDicks. I'm keeping that in. I'm not editing it out.
This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, we've got a new commentary every Monday. We've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday. And you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.